Thank you, True Mother, and Dr. Yoon, and all of our incredible IHQ staff, and of course our Chonilguk World Leaders. Hello, I'm Demian Dunkley, and I'll be presenting our report for the colourful Heavenly Asia Pacific 1. Together with our incredible, deep-hearted leaders and members, we will grow the True Family movement by multiplying healthy, happy, heavenly parent-centered families in AP1. But in order to explain our strategic plans, let's first look at how COVID lockdowns have impacted our region. Several centers have closed, fundraising is down, witnessing is down, and blessing activities have ground to a halt. In order to improve, we'll examine some of the underlying structural weaknesses of this crisis. In more developed ministries, you will find a church-led community structure built on top of the early pioneering phase, but this is not yet the case in most of our region. AP1 still operates with a pioneering structure. This means that National HQ has sole pastoral authority and center leaders have limited authority, focusing on the core missions of education, witnessing, fundraising, and special projects. And the monetary system is dependent on fundraising or outside support. It's good for unity, growth, and quick results, but there are challenges. Focusing only on full-time members leads to inactivity, lower donations, and poor member retention among home members and full-time graduates. Reliance on fundraising is not sustainable, and there's no online infrastructure. So let's take a closer look at this. Most nations are run by a single HQ church with a number of centers in the field where full-time members are busy raising funds for the organization. In collaboration with partners, this structure has proven successful at supporting key VIP relationships and pioneering HTM areas, but there is still little support for home members. Then, COVID hits. Centers that rely on fundraising have closed, forcing those members home, where many have no internet, so their participation stops. Without income, the entire organization is severely compromised, creating greater dependency on financial support and further diminishing a mindset of self-reliance. Access to the HTM areas is blocked, and several HTM families are without internet and unable to participate. With no database, it becomes almost impossible to know how members are doing. In summary, without financial self-sufficiency and clear lines of communication, our pioneering structure has greatly weakened during this crisis. So, what is our response? AP1 does not have the protection of self-sufficient church communities. However, we will turn this into our advantage. Traditional churches led by pastors who are not in fact the spiritual parents of their community can create a culture of leaders and members, making it quite difficult to initiate HTM activities. Simply put, established church communities are hard to change. Our solution is to jump straight to the Chombo structure, where essentially we are all leaders, joyfully fulfilling the three great blessings and multiplying our foundations through Chombo. Keeping the existing pioneering foundation, we will orient new members towards Chombo from the beginning. All the education and structure will support that outcome. In order to do this, first we focus on a few important projects so far this year. First, absolute alignment of heart, mind, and spirit with our True Mother. Devotions and conditions, our first annual HJ Love Offering, shifting the culture to better serve our members as VIPs and treat our VIPs as members, and several internet ministries to reach the members, raise funds, and develop our database. Now I'm going to go through all of these in greater detail, starting with the Mother of Peace, which we believe is the central scripture of this providence. Therefore, it is the topic of our regional Sunday services. We are translating it into multiple languages, and we have initiated a series of seminars on professional marketing and distribution plans across the region. Instead of reading the book quickly, we are going carefully through each page 1 week at a time, sharing the word every Sunday to all 20 nations. It then becomes the basis of the daily devotions in each nation through PeaceNet. As we read through each chapter, members report ever-deepening relationships of heart with our True Mother. To tackle the challenge of 18 separate languages, we initiated a massive translation project. For many nations, it is the first Holy Scripture ever translated in their mother tongue. And by April of this year, we offered 7 new languages to our true mother. We aim to complete all 18 by Foundation Day 2022. Next, our devotions. We've been offering conditions at the regional level consisting of 21, 40, and 120-day conditions, totaling a 360-day condition for our first year together in this new 7-year course. Now, let me explain the Hyojung Love Offering of Asia Pacific 1. At the beginning of this year, Heavenly Parent guided us to initiate an HJ Love Offering. The purpose was to offer Hyojung to our true mother and to reset our attitude towards financial self-sufficiency, which has strengthened our resolve for the next 7-year course. Participation was emphasized more than monetary goals. 6,000 people participated, including members, their young children, ambassadors for peace, and VIPs. And finally, we were able to offer $90,000, which, although small, was offered with incredible jangseong from our precious members throughout the region. Testimonies and a list of every single name of those who donated was given upon the altar of our true mother. One of the youngest was a 4-year-old blessed child from India who broke his piggy bank to offer his life savings of $13 with joy. When he heard that True Mother was happy about it, he immediately turned to his grandparents and started a second round of fundraising to make a second offering. We aim to double our participants this year. Next, a culture shift. Our members are precious and our VIPs have responsibilities as family members too. Our members have been working so hard for many years. So, despite the travel challenges of COVID, our local and national leaders have been traveling throughout their nations to greet the families, bring hope to the children, and share True Mother's love. Also, more VIPs have been attending our core church events, and many participated in the HJ Love Offering, which we aim to double next time. Where would we be without the internet? Along with members from all over the world, we too have increased participation in world and regional events, but we've also initiated a series of regional HJ Youth Festivals. These are driven entirely by the youth with themes set out for a whole year, including the 4 realms of heart, the 3 stages of life, and the 3 great blessings with Chombo. Again, my regional message is streamed locally each Sunday in every nation, and all of the episodes are available at truemotherslove.com, including suggested reading pages to follow along with the message. Currently available in 8 languages with captions, these weekly messages based on True Mother's autobiography form the basis of the daily Hundoke for the next 7 days. This is what gave birth to PeaceNet, which is a daily worship ministry available via Zoom at national, district, and local levels. PeaceNet is recapturing the momentum that was damaged by COVID-19 lockdowns, creating an environment to reach our members and contacts. Participation has been rising steadily, and we will soon be pushing to social media to expand further. Donations are also rising, and these funds can serve local community needs. Next, the cornerstone. We have been given the greatest blessing from our true parents, which is Chombo. That is why we initiated the 120-day Chombo Challenge, where we support one another to joyfully fulfill the 3 great blessings and Chombo. We set weekly and 120-day goals towards Chombo victory, including improving our heavenly character, our heavenly families, our heavenly stewardship, as we march lovingly towards the fulfillment of Chombo. That is the 120-day Chombo Challenge. We have completed our first round with 60 leaders from the region, and we are now in our second round with over 500 participants, including young single members and second generation. We plan to increase participation moving forward. Participants offered donations totaling $18,000, which we also hope to increase. So, what happens after the Chombo Challenge? The graduate will sign up for Chombo Life, where they will have access to classes and training in an important range of life skills, including how to raise 43 couples. We currently have 84 Chombo victors, and 100 Chombo challengers have registered to become victors by this October. So, how does all of this come together? We are multiplying healthy, happy, heavenly parent-centered families with attendance and donations centering on True Mother. Everyone is welcome to participate in these activities, including from our large-scale events like the Rallies of Hope, Peace Festivals, and witnessing activities, through which all will be invited to participate in the Chombo Challenge to become Chombo Victors. This will be supported by an educational pathway through Chombo Life. Chombo families can then own these pathways to raise their own members. This is our 7-year strategy. In terms of Asia Pacific 1 membership, we currently have about 5,000 members, but we have a huge number of registered members and supporters, so we aim to grow through all of the major milestones up to 2027 for the sake of a heavenly unified Korea and a heavenly unified world. But there is one more thing. In response to our humble HJ Love offering, True Mother blessed us and gave us 70 holy garments for the families who are leading the way for Chombo and national restoration. We were so moved by True Mother's gift that we turned it into another ministry, initiating a prayer team with the devoted sisters offering daily prayers throughout the region to make sure that this ministry is handled with heavenly care. We unwrapped, cataloged, and lovingly photographed each of the 70 holy garments in order to assemble a website where we will showcase True Mother's gift and highlight the lucky recipients. Centering on True Mother's guidance, we will be guided by heaven to choose the representative Chombo families so that True Mother's love may touch all of Asia and God shall wipe away the tears from their eyes. That is it. So thank you so much, True Mother, and thank you to all of our world leaders. Adieu.